Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 5, Episode 13, A Snake in the Grass. They must be talking about Victoria and Hunter and Donald. All of them are snakes in the grass. Kyle. I can't even stop naming them. There's so many snakes up in that grass. Anyhow, before we get started, please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to this channel, June BLC. Help assist this channel grow for the new year, and I can only do it with your help. So anyway, this episode starts off with Kyle coming into Donald's office, letting them know they can't find the first son anywhere. They think it's a phone that was pinged or something like that in the White House, and Donald's like, who could do that? And of course they know it's Sam, and he's like, just give me the word and I'll take him out. And he's like, no, can't do that right now, while the VP has got him in his back pocket and stuff. And he said, well, he's small enough to fit in there. He sure enough is. Then he said, I gotta go home and take care of this officer thing. Kyle tells him, oh, she let him go. And he's like, what? Yeah, Lily let him go. He never asks how. And my question is, how does Kyle always know everything? How does Kyle always know everything? Then he let Donald know that Hunter locked Victoria out of the residence. And he's like, well, why did that happen? How is it? And so Donald tells him that he got caught having sex. She got caught having sex with the VP. The president thinks I'm in on it. And Kyle is like, are you in on it? He said, Kyle, just find that first son. And he left. So now we see Alan talking to Jason, telling him he gotta go. He asked him how he got up in there. He said he climbed a wall. I don't know how Jason climbed a wall. He freaking Spider-Man or something. And I love Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, but come on now, Jason. Anyway, Alan is telling him he gotta go. They're making all this noise. I can't understand why Dale don't hear them. So he's trying to push him out the front door and go through the living room. And Jason's like, who's that? I don't like him. I never saw him before. I'm like, dude, how could you even see his face? It's dark up in there or whatever. So all of a sudden, Dale wakes up. He hears the noise. He's like, what's going on? He said, who's that? He said, the first son. Oh my God, the first son. He shouldn't be here. I got to get out of here. He's acting all crazy. He said, look, calm down. Go in there and make him something to eat. No, I can't do it. I was like, Dale, you working my last nerve. Do y'all see that little behind couch Dale is on? That's a 2-seater couch. I swear, I swear Alan had a 3-seater, but it's a 2-seater couch. And here's Dale trying to squeeze up on it. So he refuses to make him anything eat. But you know what? Alan, you yourself wouldn't even get the boy nothing to eat. He kept saying, I'm hungry. People are after me. They're trying to kill me. I don't have nowhere else to go. They're not going to come back here. All of that stuff. But he wouldn't listen. But who is Kyle to show up at the damn house at night? How was you going to knock on that door? I knew somebody was going to be there when Dale said, I'm leaving, and opens the front door because he don't want to be involved in no mess. But now you're making it even worse, Dale. So Kyle wanted to be invited in. Of course, Dale worked it that he wouldn't and said he was going to come see him. And he ends up leaving with him to go stay with him. I said, Dale, you so dumb. Meanwhile, Alan goes back in his bedroom to get Jason and finds out Jason is gone. So now we're at Donald and Lily's house. Donald is pissed that the police officer got away, that she let him go. She's sitting there with her legs crossed, not even thinking about it. She's sipping on her drink. She's like, yeah, I hit him over the head with a bottle and I handcuffed him. Donald gets mad and punches this Secret Service guy in the stomach and tells him to get the HE double hockey sticks out of here. And she's like, here, you want the keys to the cuff? She throws it towards the guy and stuff. And she says, sorry for, the sneak attack and catching you off guard and all this stuff. And Donald's like, I remember back in the day when the Secret Service would just shoot you. I was like, girl, she caught him off guard. He didn't know she was going to do that. Anyway, she's telling him he looks like he had a hard day, and he's claiming he going to make sure she has an even harder night or something like that. And then they go back and forth with their little stuff, and she just goes upstairs and walks away because she's acting like she doesn't care. She said, I wasn't going to allow you to kill that officer. What is wrong with you? You're such a narcissist. And anywho, then we switch over to Priscilla's house. Alonzo shows up. So yay, Alonzo's still working with her. So I was glad. Then he tells her about the drug dealers, Antonio and Kareem, and the DEA agent and everything about Hunter and stuff. But he never told her that Hunter shot him. I wonder why he left that part out, but he didn't even share that part. I'm wondering why. Then he was saying he had to leave and stuff, and then he remembered the part about Victoria and Eli getting caught having sex, and Priscilla said, "You should have started with that. You should have started with that." He said, "Oh, I just so flustered and stuff. Everything's going on. I forgot." So he said he gotta go, and then he said, "Uh oh, somebody's watching the car. Somebody's here." And he's like, "You know who that is?" And she said, "Oh, that's Nancy." So she tells him to go out the back door, and she goes and answers the door for Nancy. Nancy comes in and puts her bag down and said, Richard brought his father over. And she's like, "What?" And she said, "He said some things to me that you wouldn't even believe." And she said, "Did he put you out?" And she said, "No, I just grabbed my bag and left." She said, "I done put him through enough heartache already." So she asked Priscilla, "Is it okay if she stay there?" She said, "You could stay as long as you need. You always welcome here." And she said, "You sure?" And she's like, "Sure." So then tells her to go upstairs, to the bedroom. And she said she got to make a work call. And she decides to call Simone and give Simone the news. And Simone is pissed. She is losing it. At that moment, she's telling her what to do. She said, "I can't believe it. How do you know?" She said, "Somebody I know there said they saw it. Okay, they was in the Oval." So she's like, Priscilla's telling her, "Try to see if you can have sex with him." She's like, "What?" "See if he'll have sex with you. If he won't, then you'll know, and you could get him close enough to smell her scent on him." And she said, "What if he showered?" She said, "Then that means he took a shower after a long, hard day of work. Why would he have just taken a shower?" So Simone was pissed, but she did what Priscilla said, and Eli wasn't even trying to let her get next to him or anything like that. And he went upstairs and said he just wanted to take a shower. He wouldn't even kiss Simone. So she called Priscilla back and let her know the news. And she told her to go outside and get some fresh air and breathe. She got this and she got to stay cool. And I said, she right about that. But I didn't like that Simone yelled out her name, Priscilla, while they were on the phone. Because you don't know if Eli was listening or got the house bugged. You just don't know. Anywho, now we have Max and Sam like on a stakeout watching where they know that Jason's bike is parked in a garage, and so they know he's in that area. And Max is telling Sam he saw Jason go a certain way, and he said, "What's that way?" He said, "Alan's apartment." He said, "Would he go back there?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "But for him to get up to his apartment, he would have to scale the wall, and I haven't seen him do that yet." He said, "But I have seen Kyle." He said, "You saw Kyle?" He said, "Yep." So Max is making Sam think that Alan's not with them, whereas Alan has been with them all along, and Max is putting doubt into Sam's mind. Then Max is starting with the, "Oh yeah, your boy Bobby baby got the information out of the Rakadouchi guy." And he just keeps saying, he's like, "Look, I don't want to hear it." And I don't like when Max does that. He does it to Bobby and he does it to Sam, going back and forth with them. They don't like each other or they having beef. Let it go, Max. That doesn't come over well with me, who he is, his character. That's what pisses me off why they got him like that. So while they on the stakeout, Nancy calls to let Sam know that Richard is at a bar getting drunk, and the bartender called him to let him know. So she said, "Please do me a favor and go get him. Don't let him know that I'm not home. I'm at Priscilla's house." I said, "You said you at Priscilla's house? You ain't say I'm at your house. I'm at Priscilla's house." I said, "Oh, Nancy, that ain't right." She said, "Let him know if he don't want me to be there, I won't be there." And Sam said, "Okay, I'm on it. Not a problem." And so Max tells him to go handle it. And Sam's like, "Okay." And then Max start with the, "Oh yeah, I'm going to bring Bobby over here to watch the back." So he's like, "Do whatever." And he walked and left. So now we have Victoria in Donald's office looking for him. And Kyle did warn Donald earlier that she was looking for him. And she calls him. So he answers the phone and she's telling him what happened, that he locked her out of the Oval now. I thought it was just out of the residence, and that he got these new Secret Service people. And he's telling her that, yes, Hunter called the old president to borrow some of his people because he don't trust anybody. And she's telling Donald he needs to get there and talk to him. And he said, no, I don't. She said, why not? And then she said, because this is your mess. You decided to get on the desk and have sex with that cornball vice president. And you made this mess. Now you fix it. I said, oh, snaps. He was trying to hold back, but he had to tell about herself. And she was like, oh, F you. She was so mad and stuff. He's like, yeah, whatever. Get off my phone. He said, ma'am, you're the one that called me. Bye. I said, I'm not mad at you, Donald, for that. So now we got Sam showing up to the bar to get Richard. They sit down and talk a little bit. Richard lets him know that Nancy's been messing with her daddy longer than she said she was, and she not right, and I'll never forgive her. And Sam tried to tell him that she was young. Oh, she wasn't that young. I kept telling her he's a swindler and he's a this and no good, and she fell for it. But then you know what he is, and you know what happened. So, I mean, she was young. Like Sam said, look at me. Like I'm a grown ass man, and look at, I made a mistake. I got with the first lady. He said, yeah, you did get with him. What was wrong with you? And he let her know. Priscilla lost interest or something like that, he said, and he was horny and she wasn't giving him none, and the first lady was throwing it at him, and he just needed to release, and and that was that. Then they started talking about Barry and Barry missing. He said, we'll find him or whatever. And then he was like, come on, Richard, let me take you home. Now I'm not going home because Nancy's there. He said, Nancy's not there. She's with Priscilla. She called me and told me to come here and pick you up. So Sam basically had to carry Richard out of there because he tore up from the floor up. Then it ends with Trina, the wife of the DEA agent, being escorted into Hunter's bedroom by Alonzo and another Secret Service guy who looks just like Parrish from Tyler Perry's Sisters. That's right. The man that played Parrish is now a Secret Service guy named Agent Isaac, who has come highly recommended from the former president of the United States to assist Hunter. So when she got into the room, she was nervous, and she told him she was nervous. She's like, what did I do wrong? So he started asking her, was her husband a DEA agent? Did he give her drugs? All this stuff. And she goes, I'm glad you asked me that. And she went to put her hands in a pocketbook, and Alonzo to pull his gun and stuff. She's like, I'm just getting my phone. And she has a recording of Victoria asking the DEA agent, her husband or whatever, to mix some drugs together and saying how stupid Hunter is and all of this stuff. And he's like, how you going to get him to take it? And she said, he's an addict. He'll take it. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Then Hunter's like, wow. He's like shocked. But then she said, oh, no, that's not it. And she played the other tape as Victoria calling the guy back, the DEA agent, letting him know that Hunter took it. He didn't die, but his kidneys are all jacked up. He's such an idiot and all this stuff. So I'm like, what? Because he did ask Trina, did they know, does her husband know Victoria? And she said, yes, they met you at a fundraiser. And my husband talks about her all the time. Yes. So then he's like, she told him how good looking he was. And if I had a man as good looking as you, I'd do anything for you. He's like, really? Anything? And he goes, Alonzo, give me your gun. Of course, Alonzo didn't want to, but he finally gave it to him. And he told her, I want you to take this gun and blow my wife's brains out. She's like, wait a minute, I can't do that. That's too much. She said, I didn't mean that. He's like, oh, man, okay. Well, he told him, you need to get you a new husband because he's not going to be on this earth long. She said, well, can you at least wait a week until I get his insurance policy expedited? He said, wow, I like her. He said, Alonzo, get her husband's insurance policy expedited for her. And she said, again, if you ever need anything, just let me know. And he said, duly noted. And he thanked her for coming in there with all of this information and let her know how much he appreciated. And she said, well, have a nice evening. And he said, I already am. He was so excited about this information because he's like, I'm going to get Victoria. I'm a killer. And so they left. And then Agent Isaac steps up and he lets him know that he came highly recommended and that he wants him to go find his wife and have her arrested. He wants him to arrest Victoria Franklin for the attempted assassination of the President of the United States. And he said he want him to do the same for the vice president. And when he gets his hands on Victoria, to drag her ass into his bedroom. And Agent Isaac said, copy that, understood. And he left. And Hunter's like, Victoria, you done lost your damn mind. And it went off just like that. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Write it down in the comment section. And please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to this channel. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.